Hello there guys, and welcome to Talk Football with Tyrone. Here we do football analysis, football podcasts and player analysis. Welcome. So today in our video we are going to discuss the Premier League match between Arsenal and Chelsea at the Emirates. This was a blockbuster game that Chelsea needed to win to avoid relegation and Arsenal needed to win to keep up with Manchester City for the Premier League title. The game did not go well for Chelsea since Arsenal were more dominant and imposing in the first half. When the first half ended, Chelsea were already 3 goals down. And today we are going to tactically analyze how Chelsea failed to counter Arsenal. In previous videos, I've done how Arsenal play against most teams, but it looks like Frank Lampard was not prepared to handle Arsenal and was not prepared to take on Arsenal through their tactical setup. Chelsea are currently on 39 points and are currently looking like they are in a relegation battle. From the stats in the game, we can clearly see that Arsenal dominated possession. Arsenal had the most shots on target. Arsenal created the most chances and Arsenal had the most time in the opposition box. So let's look at formations. So Arsenal started with their usual 4-3-3 formation with Zinchenko tucking in field and playing alongside Jorginho, making it a 3-2-5. Alternatively, since Aubameyang was the sole presser, Ben White will play also in midfield, forming a 2-3-5 in possession, with Xhaka and Odegaard playing in the half spaces. Without the ball, Arsenal will drop into a mid 4-4-2 and remain in that structure while limiting central progression by Chelsea. Chelsea, on the other hand, began with the 4-3-3 formation, which usually shifted into a 3-5 with attack, with Azpilicueta slightly tucking in and Ben Chilwell overlapping Raheem Sterling in attack. Though the attacking setup was not quite structured, they will drop into a mid 4-1-4-1 block with Enzo Fernandez playing in between the lines, with N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic playing in the first line of pressure. So before we continue, I'd like to kindly ask you to like this video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. So this is how both teams were lined up on the pitch. Arsenal, who had majority of possession, were lined in their usual 3-5 formation. Xhaka and Odegaard played in between the lines and occupied Enzo, while Jorginho and Zinchenko were receiving the ball directly from their center backs and building up the play. In their 3-5 formation, Arsenal tried to play the ball to their center midfielders, Jorginho and Zinchenko, but this pressing by Chelsea, whereby one midfielder will be pouncing out to press the center back, created spaces for Odegaard and Xhaka to receive the ball in between the lines. Once Odegaard and Xhaka received the ball in between the lines, they would turn and try to link up with Xhaka and Trossard, and therefore try to create wide overloads against the Chelsea fullbacks. In our first clip here, we can see Arsenal in their usual 3-5 formation. We can see the positions of Odegaard and Xhaka and Gabriel Jesus dropping deep to receive the ball. Arsenal are creating a 2v1 overload in the wide area. An attacking midfielder and a winger are isolating Cesar Azpilicueta in a 2v1 situation. Here again you can see Azpilicueta is being pulled out to cover Trossard. Azpi steps out and Xhaka makes the run at the space that was occupied by Azpi. Fofana tries to track the run of Xhaka. Thiago Silva notices that Gabriel Jesus is free and tries to track his run, while Sterling ball watches, and as the cross comes, Odegaard has a free pass on goal as he arrives late in the box to score the first goal. Again, Arsenal positioning their wingers wide, as Azpilicueta is being drawn again towards Leon Trossard, Xhaka making that inside run, and Odegaard arriving late in the box. And this was a clear pattern on how Arsenal created havoc for Chelsea fullbacks. You can see after Azpilicueta steps out to go and cover Trossard, Trossard makes a first-time cross to Odegaard, who scores the second goal. Chelsea were disorganized in their pressing, and therefore when Arsenal were building up, Zinchenko would be dropping in midfield to play alongside Jorginho. This limited Aubameyang's pressing strategy, and therefore Jorginho used to receive the ball freely from the goalkeeper. Jorginho would link in with Xhaka or Odegaard, who are playing in between the lines, and they will be able to take out the Chelsea's attack and midfield line with one pass, and therefore launch strong counter-attacks against Chelsea. Chelsea were quite lucky that they did not concede a goal through counter-attacks, because Arsenal looked quite dangerous in these counter-attacks. From this clip, you can clearly see how Chelsea are disorganizedly pressing Arsenal. Like here, you can see that Enzo is marking no one. He is following Kante, and therefore both the Chelsea's attack and midfield lines have been drawn out of position, and Arsenal now has 5 players attacking the 4-man Chelsea backline, and this created all sorts of issues for Chelsea. In more advanced areas of the pitch, Arsenal will line up in their 2-3-5 formation with Xhaka and Odegaard playing in between the lines. The positions of Xhaka and Odegaard enabled them to receive the ball in between the lines, creating all sorts of disruptions for the Chelsea defense, and they will be able to turn with the ball and play in wingers making the run or play into Gabriel Jesus. This created problems for Chelsea. In this clip, you can see how Arsenal's front 5 are stretching Chelsea's backline. The back 4 of Chelsea is so spread that you can see that Chilwell is so far away from Thiago Silva. This is creating a huge hole in Chelsea's half spaces where Chelsea midfielders were supposed to cover. These holes enabled Arsenal to be making runs in the half spaces, while either their fullbacks or their wingbacks were able to overlap and create all sorts of issues for Chelsea. Here you can see Xhaka is cutting in with the left foot and Ben White is making an overlapping run. Another key aspect of Arsenal is how they would overload Chelsea's back post. Arsenal were key in overloading Chelsea's 6-yard space and therefore scoring a lot of goals from crosses from the half spaces and rebounded shots from Kepa. Chelsea in the second half started to dominate the ball since they were trying to get back into the game. But unlike Arsenal, Chelsea had poor movements of the ball, and also Chelsea did not fill the midfield with a lot of players, and therefore Arsenal's midfielders were able to cover Chelsea. And you can see clearly, even when the centre backs were trying to play, Odegaard and Xhaka were able to cover central progression by Chelsea and therefore limiting Chelsea's ball progression. In instances where Chelsea were able to get themselves through on goal, Chelsea were getting into this position as a result of Kante winning the ball in midfield and launching counter-attacks. But Chelsea was so poor in their counter-attacks that you found instances whereby Chilwell would overhit a cross and therefore not target anyone in the box. Alternatively, Raheem Sterling was so poor with his decision making with the ball and always made the wrong pass or made an underkicked pass or made an overhit pass, and Arsenal were able to receive the ball and stop Chelsea's counter-attacks. Chelsea have a problem counter-attacking. They are the only team in the Premier League yet to score from a counter-attack. Frank Lampard is yet to win a single match for Chelsea. His last win was in January 2022. Chelsea have gone 6 games without even drawing a match. This is relegation 4. Frank Lampard needs to at least win or draw a game for Chelsea. On the other hand, Arsenal are back on top of the Premier League table, but this is in mind with Manchester City's game in hand. Do you still think that Arsenal are going to win the league? Leave your comments down below, and thank you for watching.